Good morning, TCG fam. How are y'all doing out there? I hope you're faring well and you're not getting caught up in chasing these moves. I hope you're being safe and protective and calm and clear-headed. That's the only way to really yield money in these opportunity environments. This is an opportune environment to make money. It's just being patient. Can you hear me? Want to make sure everything's coming through loud and clear. Well, hopefully not too loud, but more on the clear side. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Del Boy. We'll get started here in just a minute. Nice little bounce on SPY. I'm noting some declining bull volume on this bounce. However, I put in my computer of well, I'm not saying I have a computer brain, but I just put into my mental notes that this could have been a vol climax on the 5-minute. So maybe I'm comparing this bull volume to max capitulation. So I just put it in with a grain of salt. I make note of it, but just remind myself this could have been the final push with a little dribble of capitulation, and then here's this bounce. But we do have decreasing bull volume. We're in the lunchtime lull, so we know to also factor that in as well. Oil seems to be finding a bottom here. That would bode well for the SPY bulls. 50.43 was our low over here, and we dropped below it by just 6 cents. We have QQQ carrying SPY at the moment, and by carrying I mean if we look right here at the top of my tabs, 0.6% down on QQQ, 1.26% down on XLF. So XLF is a drag on SPY, and we kind of net that out, and we've got the average of down 1%. This is not what the market bulls wanted to see. We didn't want to see a red day, much less a larger red day, considering the bounce yesterday, the drop yesterday. I'll get my coffee in just a second and get my brain catching up with my mouth. So let's get started. All right, SPY here on the 5-minute. We have a key resistance at 321.27. We have support established at 318.25 and 317.53. This yellow line here, I went back and I was looking for a level to play a bounce right here, 317.25. And if I'm not mistaken, this is when the Iraq, when they bombed an airport in Baghdad or something, Iran did, and this was the low of that after hours move. And so we had price hesitate and pause right at that level today at 317.53, so just 28 cents above that level. So I'm just going to definitely keep that level on my chart just so I have it. We are not over 15-minute EMAs yet. We are approaching that first 12-minute EMA. We are in a downtrend. We got bulls have a long way to go. Our RSI on the hourly is still oversold, 4 hours still oversold, daily not oversold. So we do have some dead cat bounces potentially in our future. That does not necessarily mean that the bulls have taken over. That just means a cool off of RSI, and then we could take another leg downward. So just be sure and be protective. All right, let's hit our commodities. Oil, we had that level hold at 50.43. We held it. It dropped below it just by a few pennies down to 50.37. The next level below that is $50 psychological, then 49.70. And on the 5-minute shorter term resistances, you have 50.76, 50.83, and then 51.49. Just a reminder, today at 4:30 Eastern, we have the inventory estimates that come out that can and often does impact price with oil. So just keep that if you are a oil swinger. Always remember that Tuesday, 4:30 Eastern time, in addition to tomorrow's 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And real inventory, nat gas. Nat gas is looking like it's trying to get a bounce going on here. We have a 15-minute double bottom at 1858. Your next support, we have a little shelf of support here at 18444. Your next resistance is 1886. After that, your next resistance is not until 1938. We had this really sharp move downward on nat gas, so we didn't establish a lot of resistance on the way down because they just wiped out the order book. So just something to keep in mind. Bulls are going for a 15-minute hourly trend change. So we have that low, then we have this high, higher low, and now we need that confirmation of trend change. So nice little bounce going on nat gas. Nothing tradable for me. I love to trade commodities, but I haven't seen a clear setup, so I just kind of stay away. Gold. Gold is in a downtrend. Man, you can't call that a downtrend break by $1. So we have this low 1632.90. We had this bounce 1657.17, support at 1641.20. We need to get above 1657.17 convincingly in order to get that hourly trend change for a potential entry. And this level here of 1658.47, again, that was $1.30. That's not convincing enough. Bulls want to see more. We need to hold that 1641.20 in this pullback. Got a nice, let's just call this a double top. And of course, that's subjective, but definitely double top looking. So it looks like we got an hourly EQ going on gold. SPY pulling back just slightly. On the 15-minute, again, we have a long way to go. Best case scenario would be to not, for the bulls, would be to not bear flag out here and then take another leg down. What you'd like to see is a stronger bounce, maybe up to that 26 EMA in the 322 area, and then some type of EQ into the end of day. What does that tell you? If you're not in a position, be patient. Don't get chopped up in this zone. Let's wait till the bulls sort themselves out, and then you could top fish a lower high or bottom fish a higher low. So wait for the setup to come to you. And right now, if not in a position, if you're in a bearish position, just keep moving down your stops. As long as EMAs are overhead, you're A-okay. And if you're looking for a bullish position, let's wait and let this bounce kind of get going a little bit and find the better setups. I had on my chart earlier the stronger names and weaker names. I don't know what I did with that. I must have hit delete earlier. But stronger names are Coop. I think Jules pointed that out earlier. Team is definitely a stronger name. Some of the weaker names are IWM. Tesla's had a rough day, but nice bounce going now. Nuggets had a rough day because, again, gold is in that hourly downtrend. So when we're trending, we talked about this last Tuesday, in the opposite direction, I believe. But when we're trending down, we want to look for names that aren't pulling back as hard and are maintaining relative strength. And emphasis on the word maintaining, because even if it's maintaining and this big pullback, that is strength if it's not being pulled down. And if it's being pulled down just a little bit slower than SPY, that's also relative strength, and vice versa. If it's getting pulled down farther and faster than SPY, then that shows relative weakness. Okay, we're going to keep SPY over here on our chart. We're going to get started with CGC. Haven't looked at CGC today, so this will definitely be a fresh look. Very fresh. Okay, we're at the low of the day, 1977. That is not good. I spend my time on these marijuana names. Y'all know how I do. Got an hourly inside bar right now. Got a long ways to go on this inside bar, but that could be a trade setting up into the end of day. And even clearer is on the 30-minute. So on the 30-minute, your inside bar levels are 1989 and 1967. Just noting a little bit of decreasing bear volume here, but look at when we play the zoom out game. This bear volume over here, besides the opening drive play, this is some larger bear volume here. So just be aware of that. If I were looking for a CGC trade, I would want this sucker to bounce, hit that 30-minute 12 EMA for a possible short. So what I like to do on levels like plays like this is mark prior levels that were support that could be resistance. So here, 2018, 2017 right here, that gives you a clear level to play off. So a bounce to that level would be a nice setup for me, especially if the EMAs line up with that. So even if we were to get an inside bar bull break on this 30-minute, it doesn't mean it wouldn't be a bear flag, because look at how much work the bulls would have to do in order to get a bounce going. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but I just want to plead to you from a someone who is a recovering hopeless bull. I'm sure there's a 12-step program for that. but just don't put your rose-colored glasses on looking for that bull bounce. When the chart shows you who they are, believe them. This is in a clear downtrend, getting whacked by the EMA, whacked by the EMA. So when it shows you who they are, believe them. As a bull, the only thing that gives me hope right here is this little hourly wick. But that is a bullish reversal candle that has no confirmation. So again, 30-minute for the most clarity, and I would really hone in on these levels, 27 and 2018. Let me go to weed real quick because I know Ann trades that. Okay, Ann, you got the same level of clarity over here. 2678 and 2680. Those could be potential levels to short. And hopefully RSI would have cooled off along with having EMA to short and then having this price level to short. So I hope that makes sense when we're really trying to look for setups. I hear often that people are looking for trades to take and they just can't find the optimum setups. This is an optimum setup for a short. Doesn't mean it'll work, but it's clear. Especially if we get over this 2645 on the weed chart and just bobble, bounce into that EMA and down. Okay, that's enough CGC. Okay, perfect. VWAP's right at that level. Love it, Ann. I love VWAP as well. I like to keep my charts as clean as possible when I'm going live so y'all can see what I'm looking at, but I definitely like VWAP. Amazon. Okay, SPY's pulling back a little bit here. This is happening on decreasing bear volume, so I'm not worried yet. If you're in a bounce play and let's say you saw that 317.25 level and you saw that bounce play, you would just walk your stop up here. And if you're a bear, you're just walking your stop down. So I hope, again, that makes sense. Okay, Amazon. Amazon has a nice little bounce. That's a nice little V shape. Okay, so this is more of a V-shaped bounce. We talk about angles. I'm not that good at explaining angles, but this is a bear flag dog leg, I like to call it, where you see the price just get a little dribble of a bounce and then head down. Don't know what that drawing is, but this is a nice V-shaped. Amazon bulls, if you bottom fish that, you have to be pleased. On the 5-minute, your resistance just established 2003.85 and 2009.04. You have no support until the low of day. So what the bulls want to see is they want to see a higher low formed aujourd'hui and then up into a further intensified bounce. You don't want to see this pull back too much. I don't know if aujourd'hui is Cajun French, but they say it often for do it really, really fast. So bulls aujourd'hui. Get that higher low fast. All right, just checking out things. Nuggets pulling back. All right. Okay, nothing major going on over there. So on Amazon, after the low of day, 1969.01, you have no support besides psychologicals because now we have entered the earnings gap. So we have an air bubble below us. That's the way I like to think about it. So when you enter this level, you can just keep going because you don't have a lot of support below. So I like to give you both aspects of what I'm looking at with Amazon. Look, Amazon, if it could bounce up into this 12 EMA on the hourly, it would be another short opportunity because this is not changing the trend. And look at that SOTIMA, that slope of the EMA. It is at a downward sloping 45 degrees, very bearish. You want to see a 12 and 26 EMA cross on the hourly in order to get just slightly bullish. Nice lower wick, $31 bounce, good. Chart has not changed the trend. So again, rose-colored glasses, just be real careful. Okay, they listened to me. The bulls got it aujourd'hui, and now they're trying to push up. Okay, beyond. Put credits. What expiration dates are you planning to go for? Victor's, okay, I'll go over that in just a second. Okay, Pete, thank you. In Cajun French, I would have a boss, a doctor that I worked for. He'd always say, Lori, go give me that aujourd'hui. And that meant right now. So thank you. I've never known exactly what it meant. I just knew to move my butt. Beyond. Beyond has earnings February 27th, so that is 2 days from now. Hopeful bulls are hoping for a run into earnings. The bears kind of poked a hole in their hope today by breaking this daily uptrend down to 110.55. Hourly, we're definitely seeing a bigger bounce here on Beyond, but a definite bigger pullback than you would like. Oh, I guess we broke that low over here as well too. Another 30-minute inside bar. Okay, I'm going to make a note to myself. I want to make sure that I'm not overlooking this 30-minute time frame on other charts, because that's two charts now with a 30-minute inside bar on Beyond that could give you a potential trade. And then again, don't forget to mark your prior levels of support and resistance. So 113.05 over here, and after hours we got that 30-minute double bottom. That would be a short area to look to take if we were to bounce up into that area. So prior support can definitely be resistance and vice versa. So on Beyond, 30-minute inside bars, shorter term time frames, you got a little double top at 111.72, 111.84. You have support at 110.77 and 110.55, and after that 109.11. Okay, mRNA. mRNA, definite relative strength to the market. I'm assuming this has something to do with the coronavirus. Maybe they have some type of whatever, or whatever it is. This definitely looks news related. Oh, they had earnings. Okay, so you have a 15-minute EQ that just broke bull. You have short-term bounce high at 21.90, and then your resistance $22 psychological, then 22.76. You have support down at 20.68 and 20.51. After the bounce high of today, your next resistance, 23.24. Nice move. Oh, that was much bigger sell-off than the bulls would have liked to have seen. Bear volume is chilling out here, so I would definitely make note of that. This is definitely leaning more toward the bulls than the bears, because the bulls were able to recover. And during a period, this is relative strength, during a period where SPY is pull back, pull back, pull back, and this sucker just EQing out. That's one of those maintaining. It was maintaining while SPY was losing. That's relative strength. So check in favor of the bulls on mRNA, relative strength. HD for Phil. HD, same thing. SPY is just pulling back hard, and we are green and maintaining on HD, relative strength. Why would a name like Home Depot have relative strength? Let's look at it. It's a dividend stock. So dividend stocks serve as a hedge. So some people like to have that in their portfolio to hedge whatever other longs they have that may be high tech, more exposure to China. I'm assuming people still need building supplies, and that's why Home Depot is not being affected by coronavirus. Oh my, look at that gorgeous double bottom. That is the setups that dreams are made of, where you have relative strength, you're green, double bottom, buy that double bottom pop. Beautiful, beautiful. Your short-term resistance, 244.81, then 245.50. So we had this hourly EQ shape up over here, opened up to the upside. Still got some hourly inside bars. It doesn't have that clear 30-minute setup like everything else, but that's because it's relatively stronger than everything else. So it actually already broke bull. Okay, we've got a little bit of SPY pullback again happening on low bear volume. Not getting concerned yet if you're a bull. All right, Space. They have earnings today after hours. Please verify. Right now we look like we got a 30-minute bear flag potential. 15-minute nice V shape. So they negated it on the 15-minute, getting hammered right now by the 26 EMA. If you bought that long, if you bought the bounce, you would move your support up to $34.27. Then your next support, $33. Short-term resistance established at $36, and then $36.88. Relative strength to the market, nice and green. We had an hourly trend change on volume yesterday while everybody else was just crying. Well, at least the bulls were. So nice lower wick here, very bullish, and hourly above EMAs. So this could be an opportunity to buy the dip on SPCE, but I would not be holding this sucker into earnings. Okay, what you looking at? Dove, silver, SLV daily. Okay, I see what you see, but it's not optimum. We do have a downtrend preceding. So we have this downtrend, and then we have the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, possibly. Let's look at the weekly and clean it up a little bit. definitely could be there, but an inverse head and shoulders is a reversal trade. So what you would want to see with the inverse head and shoulders is downtrend, and then, excuse me, downtrend, and then where you have a little left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then you reverse upwards. This didn't have much of a downtrend, but I think we could possibly just give it the subjectivity and say that this was a downtrend. Either way, on the weekly, we're in a clear uptrend. So this is not a time to be getting bearish silver, in my opinion. So we had this sharp pullback. Bulls bought that dip in a V-shaped recovery, had that higher low, and we have a weekly trend change. Daily, we were in a daily uptrend. So daily uptrend with hourly oversold is typically our clue to buy. So this could be a long setup right here, right now. 1695 and 1697, you have supports to play off. So we don't try to guess bottoms. We like for price to hesitate and then price to actually go up in the direction we're looking at. But this could be a very nice setup for a long at 1695, 1697 Dove. Only thing I don't like is this increasing bear volume, but this also could be a vol climax on this pullback. So I like the hourly oversold and a daily and weekly uptrend. You look on shorter term time frames, you find that level, which 1695 and 1697 are holding. And then this is a nice lower risk trade. Doesn't mean you won't get stopped out, but you would like to see at least on the 2 minutes some type of trend change and then take that long and then move your stop to 1695, which was over here as another support. So I actually like that to the long side. MCD for Eric, another safety trade. We have a dividend on McDonald's as well. I'm assuming McDonald's will be impacted by coronavirus because they have some China and other countries presence, but looks like right now people are digging it. I think that's a McDonald's commercial, by the way. Okay, most likely scenario here. If we use pre-market levels, is we just we're EQing out here. That's what looks like the most likely scenario. Let me zoom in a little bit on the 5 minute. Have short-term resistance established at 215.58. And then next is 216.69. You have support at 213.95 and 213.53. We got SPY pulling back a little bit harder here. You have this support established at 318.25 right here. And then your next support's the low of day, 317.53, and then 317.25 below that. So on McDonald's, if you bought this dip, which looked like a perfect falling wedge, by the way, if you bought this dip, then you would just be moving your stop up. I'd actually zoom in since you don't have one on the 5 minute. Really don't have one on the 2 minute either. I guess 215.04, but as long as it stays above the 5 minute EMAs, I would stay in this trade long. And for a short, you could look to top fish the high of day, but you're looking at a green name and a severe red day of the market. This is not the name to short, in my opinion. I don't like to short green names in a red market. So I like to look for the relatively weaker names to short. So for this name, I would only be looking for a long. Shop. Shop is relative weakness to the market. Made a new low, broke yesterday's low, found some support here. The next support level is 46663 below the low of day, 467.52. Nice little bounce. Your short-term resistances 479.08 and 487.73. RSI on the hourly is not oversold anymore, or on the 4 hour. So remember why you get in trades. So if you bottom fished this bounce this morning because the RSI was beat the heck up, well, it's not beat the heck up anymore on many time frames. Even the 15 minute is cooled off, 30 minute cooled off, hourly cooled off. Your criteria to be in the trade is over. So just remember that when you're looking at bounce plays, just make sure you're watching. We got a high negative tick, a below 1,000 tick reading. Advanced decliners is making a new low of day. So we've got some weakness coming into SPY here, pretty hot and heavy. 317.53 must hold. Okay. Tesla for Arlene. Again, Tesla was pulling back harder today than SPY was, relative weakness to the market. So again, this would be a name I'd be looking to go short, not long, because of where it stands to SPY. That was a nice 15-minute bounce, but got whacked by the 12 EMA. Your shorter term resistance is 817.51, then 819. Your support is 798.50 and 787. I'd be careful with this name to the bullish side, especially if it starts losing these levels. You could, after 787, your next support is 775.01, 775 double bottom. UVIXI. UVIXI is a dangerous instrument, so caution, caution. It also can make you very wealthy in a short amount of time, but it has decay. I only see UVIXI as short-term instrument. Your high of day 1658, then your next resistance $17 psychological, then 1706. Your support established on that pullback is 1595 and then 1481. Nice bull day on increasing bull volume. Walk your stops up. If you're in long, just walk them up. If you're looking for a short, you'd want a big push to $17 psychological to try to get that short going, or 1706, because you'd have your next support right behind you, or in this case your resistance and or stop right behind you. So I'd want a heavy fast. The faster I get there, the more I'd want to short UVIXI around $17. But again, regardless of what I want, SPY has to cooperate, price has to cooperate. Bulls struggle bus right here, struggle bus. One second, I got the boss messaging me. Okay. All right. Account fire and forgot to type. Okay, I'm reading Phil's question. I don't know what SPYD is. High dividend ETF, okay. Here's, Phil, the easiest way to approach any type of scale and for anyone, and there's no easy way. I hate that word in trading because there's nothing easy about trading. And if someone has told you that, they lie. They lie like a rug. So what you would want to do is to see an hourly trend change. So a 1 hour trend change would be, and you could also scale in more aggressively on a 15-minute, but you have run the risk of, let me just text this out. You run the risk of having a bear flag fake out. So 1 hour, 1/3, 4 hour, 1/3, daily, 1/3. So what you want is trend change confirmation. When a chart shows you who they are, believe them. So if we're talking about SPYD here, over here in this black abyss that we have no idea what happens, and we get an hourly trend change, you enter 1/3. Then over here, things continue to progress. We get a 4 hour trend change. You enter 1/3. We want confirmations. There's no trophies given out for nailing bottom. Zero. Oh God, I wish there was, because I've tried to earn them all, but I haven't gotten hardly any of them, because that's not what trading's about. We want trend confirmation. So what I would do is the 1 hour, 4 hour daily trend change approach, and I'd make sure it's at least spaced out in time. So even if we got an hourly, a 4 hour, and a daily trend in one day, I would not enter there. We want to do it over time. So if we got an hourly trend change this week, great. I would enter 1/3. And then next week, if we got another one, a 4 hour trend change, then 1/3. And then if the daily didn't happen for a few weeks, then I'd wait, because of patience. How many times have you entered a trade and you're like, gosh, if I'd have just waited that blank more days? That's exactly what trading is. It's just patience on steroids. And we need it more now than ever, because this is a pandemic that I haven't experienced in my trading career. I wasn't around during Ebola scare. So watching this 317.53. So patience is the name of the game. So you just be patient and make sure you have dry powder to participate. AMD. AMD with a notable double bottom on yesterday's low, 47.49 and 47.50. Excuse me, if you snag that, then way to go. You have short-term resistance at 48.61. Then $50 psychological, then 51.24. You have support at 47.89 and 47.50. What is your RSI on this sucker? It is oversold on every time, not daily, not 12-hour, 4-hour and below. Pretty oversold name. Oh, there we go. There's that 30-minute inside bar on AMD. So you could look to possibly play that to the bullish side if it were to bounce and then short it to the downside once it hit those EMAs. Again, the same plate. And maybe looking at $50 psychological as a potential short area that matches up with those EMAs. And this chart is in a clear downtrend with the slope of the EMA down, down, down. Okay. VWAP. Okay, let me get an update on CGC. We didn't even get a decent bounce to short. This 30-minute inside bar is breaking bearish. So your next support is 1952. And then I like to go on hourly. 1949, those match up. And then 1926. Hourly, approaching oversold, 4-hour, not oversold. So same thing with CGC. We're not oversold on a lot of time frames, so it can go a little bit farther than we think it can. Nice little double top there to short. Okay. And it's somewhat matched up with that double bottom I was pointing out earlier, but didn't quite get there. That's how weak it was. Okay, Victors, I like to sell put credit spreads when I think, and by I think, when maybe a 15-minute trend change on Amazon, for example. So on Amazon, if you found a support down at this level here, this implied volatility is through the roof. So all the options are all juiced up, and I want to take advantage of that. So I would look to possibly sell put credit spreads on Amazon and do in the money. So I like for next week a 2000 and then a 1995 or 1990 put credit spread. So you sell a vertical on this to collect premium. So that's when I feel a little bit certain that the market's extremely oversold, and I would look for names who are oversold. The 4-hour on Amazon is at 27, and I'm also looking for market darlings, and I would say that Amazon is definitely a market darling. So that's the type of name that I'd sell a put credit spread in the money and collect those premiums as a goal. SDC. SDC is probably oversold. It's been getting sold off. Nope. Daily's good. 4-hour good. 1-hour good. So oversold is not a condition for this trade. If you're in short, you're looking good. As long as it doesn't close over this 15-minute 26 EMA, I'd stay in a short. Your shorter term resistances are $11.51, $12, and then $12.20, the high of day. Your support on this bounce is you really haven't established it on this bounce. It's $11 low of day, and then $10.75. This name I would only be looking bearish because it's a bearish chart, and the RSIs are not extremely oversold. Again, bulls are fighting here on SPY. They are duking it out. All right, let me check. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pete. Oh, corona vaccine. That's the story with what was that, mRNA. Okay, HD had earnings today. Thank you, Jules. Space after hours, yes. TTD for David. Okay. TTD held yesterday's low. Notable. SPY did not. NASDAQ did not. So many names did not. This did. This gave a beautiful bottom fish. I hope you were able to catch that off that 269.11. We have 15-minute inside bars forming now. What you want to see on a 15-minute is I want to see more of a V. I want it to at least get up to the EMAs on that first 15-minute bounce in order to negate a potential of a bear flag on a higher time frame. So on the 30-minute, this could still be a bear flag. By the way, 30-minute inside bars as well. So you want to at least see it get up to the 15-minute and on increasing bull volume. This is a very weak bounce. The only redeeming quality of this chart is it held at 269.11. On the 5-minute, your resistances are 27729 and 27982. Shorter term support 27435, and then the low of day 27090. First order of business for me to go long this name is get over those 5, 12, and 26 at this point. If you grab that bottom, then you're fine, and then I would just walk up my stop. Okay, SPY bounce is getting a little more juice now. Jules has been all over that HD trade, by the way, so thank you for all your posts on HD and awareness around that one. And COUP, I did not have that on my radar today. Jules forgot to say that. So that's TTD. Let me go over Team. Team, it has relative strength. I've been posting about this one. It did not break yesterday's low of day. It even held some of these other shorter term supports over here at 142. It broke that one. I guess that's not a good example, but on the 15-minute, it held this support of 142.06. Definite relative strength to the market. So when I'm comparing these two, TTD and Team, I'm looking at the size of this bounce on the 15-minute. You see how it made it all the way up to the EMAs? That is relative strength. It's even clearing some of these highs from yesterday. It's relative strength comparatively to TTD. So of those two names, if I were looking at bottom fish or go long, I'd be looking at Team over TTD because of the size of this bounce. If we could get through the high of day 149, I would declare this an hourly trend change on Team. All right, we got more coronavirus news coming in. We have tick going positive. Tick cumulative, that is when more stocks are being sold on the uptick than the downtick. It's kind of a barometer or thermostat of the market and sentiment, and advanced decliners is popping up a little bit right here, right now. I have been personally trading Team long and then flipping XL. I've been posting in the room. I got a nice little bounce this morning, but we got semis a little bit weaker. So SOXS was actually the trade for the day for the semis. All right, I think I'm current. If y'all have any additional tickers, please put them in the thread, and I'd love to go over them for you. Nice continued bounce on SPY with volume. So now, what's the next step? Okay, 5-minute, we got over the 12, didn't get over the 26. That's the next step for the bulls. Price action is king, but we want to get over this 319.74 and this 26 EMA on the 5-minute as the next step. And we got to do it with follow through, or we run the risk of being in a bear flag. 30-minute inside bars, 15-minute inside bars on SPY. All right, 1 second, please. Okay. Nugget, Microsoft. Okay, Tom. Whoa, that's tight. So, let me show you something kind of cool. I don't know if it's cool, but I've shown this in the room for ages. When I see price, this is the first thing I think of is a Darvas box. Look how price is just contained. Well, now it's not going to show. We have those extremes, so it's not showing. So bad example for a Darvas box, but right here, we have price contained. And the tighter that Microsoft can get, the better the follow through on any preceding move to the upside or downside. So what the bears want to see is they want to see it go sideways even longer, cool off that RSI. So when it does break bear, we get more follow through and they can take it down. Bulls want to see some action, Jackson, and get this RSI. They don't want the RSI to cool off too much. What are we on the hourly? Yeah, we're not even oversold. Oh, we're oversold on the 4-hour. 30-minute inside bar. So nice size bounce on Microsoft. Bulls have to be happy with this. But remember, just because we clear 172.84, they got to clear 172.90. When we have these levels that are so connected, they're only 6 cents apart, they got to clear both of them. And I've got an inverse head and shoulders here that's just screaming at me. Here, and here. I'm going to post this in the room. Tom, thanks for asking about this on Microsoft potential 5-minute inverse head and shoulder. Okay, so this one's looking good actually. And I like this tight range. This is what you want to see on the hourly when you get these ranges, because they're just walking back and forth in a room, back and forth, and they're going stir crazy. And then when it pops, longer in place, higher in space. Longer in place, rips off your face. Whichever way this breaks, you're going to get some volatility and potential follow through on a move like this. Okay, you got stopped out of MA. Okay, AZ, I'll go over gold in just a second. Like to get back in for a long-term portfolio. What chart pattern levels should you be looking for? All right, let's look at MA. I like the payment and Visa. But I'm assuming, wow, they're getting killed. Daily is not oversold. 12-hour is. So this is when it gets confusing. Dan used to talk about, very oversold names, and then also finding the stronger names relative to SPY to play long. Well, when do you play the weaker names long? When they're beat the heck up on RSI. Well, this is one of those names. We've got this, you see this distance between EMA and price. This is a huge waterfall to the downside. So this definitely could be juiced up for potential oversold play. I only encourage those experienced traders who feel comfortable in oversold scenarios to play MA. We've got a gap over here, 30695. Got a gap over here that I would just make note of. Sorry, systemic risk. I'm just really trying to give you the best answer possible. We just lost a weekly uptrend. But I love playing weekly MAs. Now, let's just back up. We're not in MA. We have no emotional connection to MA. When should we have bought MA? Since all of 2019 and all of 2020, we have not negated the 12 and 26. Back touch, back touch, back touch. Every time it touched back, those were buying areas. That doesn't mean this time will be different. It could be different if this virus continues to spread. But this 26 EMA on the weekly could offer a huge opportunity. So what I would look for is an hourly trend change at a minimum. So what you'd want to see systemic risk is you want to see a bounce up, higher low, then break that higher high, then that's your entry point for a 1/3 scale. And I'd also just earmark, what was that, 30695. Let's see where that matches up on the weekly with the EMA. That's actually a little bit above it. So 30695 may be also an opportunity to buy MA. I'm writing this down for my own IRA. I really want some exposure to these payment processors, Square, MA, which Square is more fintech, but what's the other one? Visa, MasterCard, American Express. I really want some exposure to it. They've been super strong. So I'm sorry that my answer was convoluted. So I would say 26 EMA on the weekly and or 30695, that gap fill, and look for an hourly trend change around those levels to get confirmation. Okay, I'm going to go to the GLD, then I'll go to TBIX, Musashi. Okay, Gilead. Oh, sorry, this is gold. I'm like, wait, I thought Gilead was up. It looks like we could EQ out here for a potential higher low bottom fish opportunity on gold. We are at the low of day. We have a lot of price support here in this 154 level, 154.50. Trying to see what gives you the most Clarity after 154.62, 154.50 is your support, then your resistance 154.76, and then 155, and then 156.08. Gold is looking weak, but you have the potential. Hour is not oversold though. You want that hourly oversold. When you have such a big uptrend, hourly oversold is just such a gift. But remember, if you buy now, you have to be able to sit through consolidation all the way back to the 12 EMA. So assuming the 12 EMA would continue to rise to meet price, that area would be 152.74. So then you ask yourself, if I were to buy long, am I okay to see it all the way back down to the 12 EMA for a potential bounce? And if the answer is yes, then you buy. So we know gold is in a strong uptrend, so these pullbacks definitely could be opportunities, but be sure to scale in. Right now, it's clear the 5-minute 12 EMA is giving it fits. So maybe just wait for a candle close above with a 15-minute trend change for one scale. SPY, we're pulling back. We're losing this support. New support at 317.93, then 317.53. Okay. Yep, I covered DPZ when I started my broadcast, Jules. Yep, DPZ is definitely relative strength to the market. Okay, T is a dividend stock, so just remember we have a dividend of 52 cents on the $37.99 stock, so definitely need to keep that in mind. We are in a weekly downtrend. And it looks like AT&T broke the low of yesterday. 15-minute trying to double bottom here at 37.88. Relative weakness to the market and a very weak bounce. So this is what, when we were talking earlier about strength to the market, when I was saying DPZ is one of the stronger ones to the market, Team is one of the stronger ones to the market. So here we got SPY bouncing here, and then we've got AT&T pulling down during that same time frame. What's going on? You don't want to see that as a bull. And this little bounce is on puny volume, very weak volume. So just make note of that as well. So 37.88 is your short-term support. Your resistance is 38.14 and 38.20. And after the low of day 37.88, your next support is 37.75. If we break this support, why did I cover SPY? 317.53, the next support is at 317.25, that after hours response to that Iraqi blankety blank bombing, whatever that was. And then we really are struggling for key levels after that. I would say after 317.25. $312.81 would be the next support. Okay, TVIX, I don't remember covering that. Let me go back. TVIX, high of day. Your next resistance is $70 psychological, then 73.09. Your supports are 67.14 and 65.24. Beautiful bull move on increasing bull volume, and SPY's pulling back during this move. Progressively lock in profits when you're playing these VIX instruments. Just a friendly reminder, PAYC, Paycom, has been a raging bull. When you look at the weekly on this one, this has been buying opportunities on pullbacks. Daily, we broke this low over here of 288. We broke it yesterday at 285. Your supports are the low of day 290.59, 285.20. You want to see at least a 15-minute trend change in order to get intimately involved with this name. Why do I keep doing that? PAYC, where I hide my SPY. Y'all see me do it every week. So on PAYC, your shorter term resistances 295.26 and 295.84. We got low tick readings coming in really low, and low ADD, advanced decliners. IWM, alrighty. IWM has had relative weakness to the market. We went over that at opening as well. Hourly RSI oversold, 4-hour RSI oversold. 5-minute resistances are 159.51 and then 160.13. Your support after low of day is really bad. This is a meltdown. 157.35. So after low of day, 157.35. Let's just zoom out real quick on IWM because I had some fib retracements on this that I did. From that December 2018 dump. Interesting. It doesn't really reveal anything. All right, SPY new low of day. So we have that 317.25. I'll be wrapping up here in a little bit. Let's walk you through this. 317.25. Okay, then after this 317.25, again, we really just don't have anything. Let me look at the hourly. Don't want to make you sick while I'm looking. $316.02 is just a light support, so no problem, Pat Duff. All right, bulls really want to see this. I don't know if y'all remember that 317.25. That's just when the bottom fell out with the Iraqi news. So that was just an extreme reaction. Then it found support at that level. Bulls would like to see that hold, and it's gone. And on QQQ, we are holding the low of day of 217.92. We need QQQ to break the low of day in order for SPY to continue to get follow through. All right. QQQ. SPY is not going to get followed through on this low of day break unless QQQ breaks the low of day as well. If QQQ breaks the low of day, its next support is 217.18. So have these levels on your chart, especially if you're trading SPY in these major sectors. You got to look at QQQ and XLF. XLF's new low of day, and then its next support is oh, 28.47. All right, QQQ bulls are defending the low of day right now, right here, right now. They're defending it. IWM is just so weak, so weak. This is really a pull on everything. IWM is very, very weak, so just be careful out there going long IWM. QQQ bulls are still holding. We got tick chilling out a little bit. So tick cumulative is going back to negative 500. So it's chilling out just a little bit. Let's see if we can get a pause in this waterfall for now. All right. There's XLF, new low of day. QQQ holds here. We're not going to get a lot of follow through on this SPY low of day break, but we've got IWM just melting. On IWM, 157.23 is your next support. Decreasing bear volume on this QQQ pullback, but it still has that H pattern look, which is a very bearish, where you just have this steady selling on this push up. It has a bearish look. That's how I watch it, Phil, is I watch the $ tick on Thinkorswim. That's what I'm watching right now. I don't watch it on TradingView. It's just too wonky. I don't like the way it displays. So SPY is not seeing that waterfall flush because we're getting a little bounce on QQQ here. That silver trade is playing out. Wow, look at that bull volume. Look at that. That is incredible. Wow. I have it on the 5-minute. I have a little alert that says tick cumulative, tick high tick alert, low tick alert. So maybe I shouldn't be calling it cumulative. It's just tick. I'm just looking at tick on the 5-minute chart. Like right now it's negative 239. And I'm just looking for readings over 900 to let me know that things are getting a little bit more extreme than probably what I anticipated. LL, that's not LL. This is LL, lumber liquidators, relative strength to the market, squeezing those shorts. We broke that resistance last week, 1184, or a few days ago. I guess that was last week, Friday. 1184 is that next resistance. Nice bull volume coming in. 5-minute support is trying to establish right here at 1060, but your last actual established support is down at $10 psychological, then 989. Nice bull chart. How do you trade these? You move your stops up. You just walk them up. Walk it up. Look at this Sotima, slope of the EMA. It's 45 degrees up. That's very bullish. As long as price candle closes above EMAs, you stay in that sucker long. When it loses it, then you know to exit. That's your spirit guide. No problem, Bruce. Hope you're doing well. All right, fam. I remembered to record today's session, so I will post that later today when I'm done trading. I am in a trade right now, so I need to go manage that. If y'all don't have anything else for me, I'm going to call it a day. Safe trading out there. Just wait. Be patient. Just wait for your trades. You don't have to have a trade on at all times. Just wait, attack. Just wait for that great trade setup and then pounce. But otherwise, just chill, take some deep breaths and meditate, whatever you got to do to breathe. I am in TEAM, T-E-A-M. I am in it long. I bottom fish TEAM. Thank you, Smiley. I appreciate it. So yeah, TEAM is my trade to the long side right now. I would love to have a nugget position, but I don't know if it's bottom fishing it too soon. I don't see a clear setup. So TEAM is my trade I have on long. All right, my friends. QQQ bouncing. Let's see. QQQ 5-minute. Let's just make it clear. QQQ 5-minute 26 EMA. Price below, I'm bearish. Price above, this SPY bounce may actually get some follow through. That may make it a little easier. I know you do, David. I know. No problem, Joe. All right. Y'all have a good one. No problem, Ann and Lori M. Y'all take care.